Hello, I'm Mary Phil Illges, and this is my husband Ralph, and we are so excited for the launch of the Millan Foundation. How exciting to have an avenue to bring together the unbridled generosity of Leo and Lily. We're just excited to see where it goes, and we know it's going to change the world. I am the director of Emmanuel, Haiti, which is a ministry that was founded in 2013, and we have been blessed to partner with Leo and Lily on several things. We started 10 years ago just to give a home to some children, some 50 orphan children who were living with their pastor in an abandoned nightclub, and we really kind of thought that was going to be it. But in the last 10 years, God has expanded our ministries in ways we could have never even imagined. One of the ministries that we have joined with Leo and Lily on is our community scholarships to our school. We have, in addition to our children's home, we have a medical clinic. We built 20 churches and 50 homes. We have transition homes for kids that age out of orphanages. We have a widow village and a radio station that reaches all of Haiti. But with our school, that's where the need for this first arose. And we learned that children in Haiti, which is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, do not have free education. They don't all go to school, and we wanted to provide that for some of the kids in the community around our school. So the first year we had, I think, 30 kids, and for $250 it provides their tuition, it provides a backpack, a uniform, shoes, and a warm meal every day. So we were excited about this, and we met the kids, and what their moms told us just really blew us away, which was, through the interpreter, they said, "Thank you for letting us keep our children." And when the translator said it to me, I just went, cocked my head. It was like, what? Keep your children. And what we've learned since then is that if you cannot feed your child, you're not going to let that child go hungry. And you have two options in Haiti. You can take the child to an orphanage, or you can let them be a restavek, which is a child slave. We see them everywhere, all over. Their children, then they would give their child to a family member, a neighbor, and in exchange for household chores, the child is fed. And they generally sleep on cardboard on the floor. They don't get to go to school. So what these scholarships do is keeps those families together, allows those children not to be given into slavery, and it gives them a hope and a future.
I'll tell you about the second ministry in a second, but I want to remember back to the time I first met Leo. A mutual friend suggested that the three of us should go to lunch, and he said, I believe, you got to meet this guy. And so we went to lunch, went to a place in Springfield that I'd probably driven by 500 times and never thinking I would ever eat there, because it was a truly authentic Mexican restaurant, which means not a single person in there spoke a lick of English. But we went, and Leo ordered for us, and I do remember that the food was fabulous, and it was a delicious meal. And as we talked about business philosophy, investment philosophy, it occurred to me that what I remember about Leo was, this guy's got guts. And the more I got to know about him, I think I refined my thinking to the word boldness, and I think that described him better. And so as this ministry in Haiti developed and we had this second need, that's where Leo and Lily came back into the picture again. And we had a problem in that we had kids aging out of orphanages and who couldn't stay in orphanages anymore, but they needed jobs. And there aren't any jobs in Haiti and for kids. And so we started some businesses, and we created some jobs for these kids. But we had a handful of them who were truly the best and the brightest, and who wanted to go to college, wanted to go to grad school, even med school. But if you grow up in an orphanage in Haiti, you can be the smartest one in your class, you can work your tail off, but you don't have the means to go to school, to college. And so we said, well, we started these businesses, so why can't we see if we can get scholarships for them? And so we started looking for sponsors. And there were two young women, 𝗨𝗽𝗍 and 𝗨𝗪, who wanted to go to medical school in Cuba. They had been accepted, but needed, obviously, the money to go. And I think that's when Carol approached Leo about possibly doing this. And I think his answer was, sure. And she said, I think. You do realize this is like a 6 or 7 year commitment, don't you? And I think his answer was something like, and so it occurred to me that not only was he bold, but he had a very deep faith, and he had a heart. He had a big heart for people who were in need and people who just needed a leg up. And I think I've learned over the years that God favors the bold. And there are so many of us, the vast majority of us are sitting in the bleachers and we're watching the game. And we don't ever get out of the bleachers. And God just wants us to take that one step, that one move, that one action to get out on the field, take the risk of maybe getting our noses bloodied and entering the game. And He'll do the rest. And I think He favors the bold because there's so few of them. And you take a guy like Leo, and I heard about the Millan Foundation, and I thought, this is perfect. This is perfect. You take Leo and Lily, people who have this boldness, who have this deep faith, who have these giant hearts, and they have the means to do something about it. And I think God uses people like that, and I think God will use this foundation and this ministry in ways that none of us can imagine. And I think someday we'll all look back at this day, at the launch of the Millan Foundation, and I think our reaction is going to come down to one word: wow. Just wow. So Leo and Lily, congratulations. I'm so proud for you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud to know you. And I just cannot wait to see what God does with your new foundation. God bless.